So for today's training on FLP360, we are going to go a step further. Like I said last week, when you're on resource, when you're on your resource library, right? You have 4 buttons that you can work with, right? The 4 buttons are your favorite button. You have your queue button, and you have your share button, and you can also delete the content. Now, when you identify a content as your favorite, right? When you identify a content as a favorite, the meaning is that it goes to the favorite folder and it's always accessible to you anytime you want. So if we go back to marketing tools and you come down, you will see favorite on the carousel on your left. On your left, you see favorite. So when you click on favorites, now it will open a lot of things that you have identified as favorites. This is totally dependent on you. Any of the content that you have on your library, right? Once you click on that favorites button, it will come to this folder. It will come to this folder. Now, once you have it on this folder, there are so many things that you can do with it. There are so many things that you can do with it. You can track it. So as people visit, like look at this post, give back, argue plus. So as people visit, you begin to see the number of views, the number of clicks. And you begin to follow the number of leads. If anything happens to that particular post, you will see it. You will see it. You'll be able to track it on FLP. So no matter, even if you put it on your WhatsApp, if it's on your WhatsApp, once people click it and they view it, FLP360 will record it for you. FLP360 will record it for you. It will tell you, it will let you know how many people viewed that particular content that you shared. But the most important thing there for me is not whether it's viewed or not, right? So today, I want us to take the next few minutes, the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, to look at a particular aspect of a FLP360 that for me is key. Today, we are going to show everybody how to create a call to action button. A call to action is an integral part of every social media post. An integral part of every social media post that enables you or enables your viewers to take action. Like it kind of guides your viewers to say, okay, I have this content out there, but guys, this is what I want you to do with this content. So like I've always said in trainings, you don't just put out the picture of or an image of a product and it's out there. So what do you want your viewers to do with it? What do you want people say, what do you want your fans to do with this content? What do you want your viewers to do with this content? So those that visit this page, what do you want them to do with it? Do you want them to just say, oh, this is a very beautiful picture? What exactly do you want them to do? So that is what we call, that's why we said every post out there must have a call to action. Every post out there must have a call to action. So if you send out a post and there is no call to action, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. If you send out a post on any of the social media platforms and there is no call to action, I tell you, it's kind of, okay, fine. You that sent out the post, you don't even know what you want your viewers to do with it. So how do you create this? How do you create this? Please, if you don't learn any other thing from FLP360, if you only know how to create call to actions, I tell you, it will go a very, very long way. So you go to your favorite button, right? You click on favorites. So go to marketing tools, click on favorites. From favorites, you see this icon, you click on create new. If you click on create new, now this is a very powerful page. This is a very powerful page that's a very powerful feature on FLP360. FLP360 will allow you connect to anything. So you can create links for anything. You have a page somewhere, right? You have a page somewhere. Let's say it's your landing page. You created so many landing pages and and you're asking yourself, okay, what do I do with these landing pages? I think if time permits, I'm not sure we'll look at landing pages today. Maybe we'll look at landing pages next week. Team, take notes. Next week we'll look at landing pages. So anybody that's interested in landing pages, I should join us next week. We'll be able to look at landing pages properly. So if you come here and you click on this, see, once you click on my page, everything here are the landing pages. These are the different landing pages that I have. These are the different landing pages that we have. So you can connect any of these pages. Any of these pages you can connect. So once I say, okay, I want the landing page on Super Greens. Let's say the Super Greens landing page I want. So I click on Super Greens landing page. Now you can see, I have my Super Greens landing page, right? The title is Super Greens. You can change the title to anything you want. Let's say it's not Super Greens you want it to be. You can change it to anything you want to be. You can put, this is optional, you can put anything. Have you? I just say fill your life with greens. And you click on save. See, immediately this is not part of my favorites. I don't know how many of us just noticed this. This is not part of my favorite. So I can just pick up this and share to anybody like we did last week. So you can pick up this and share to anybody. Now, but let's say that is not what I want to do. Let's say that's not what I want to do. Now, let's say it's a website. Let's say I have a page. Now, a lot of us have sales pages. A lot of us have sales pages, and you're asking yourself, okay, CSM, I just hosted, I have this website where I sell. I have this website where I sell. How do I connect it to FLP360? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? See, just copy the URL of that page. Copy the URL of that very page. If it's your sales page and it's hosted on a different website, so just copy that sales page, right, and put it here. See, copy that sales page and put it here. You see, where you see enter the web page URL. So just put it here. When you put it here, right? When you put it here, you can either share it like that, or you can create a call to action. You can create a call to action, right? Now, I have different call to actions on my page, but because today's lesson is all about creating call to actions, so I will come here and I will click Manage Call to Action Settings. Now, this just opened a new window called Call to Action Overlay. Call to Action Overlay. This is where you can create a new call to action. This is the page where you can create a new call to action, which is the main focus for today. And that's why I said, no matter what, no matter the inconveniences, we must have this training. We must have this training today. So we are going to focus on how to create a new call to action. We're going to focus on how to create a new call to action. Let me tell you, now, we will now focus today on how to create a new call to action. Now, if you want to create call to action, don't forget, you go to marketing tools, go to favorites, right? Go to favorites, go to the web. You can choose any of the, you can go to the web, click on the web icon, and you will see manage call to action settings. Once you see manage call to action settings, click on that manage call to action settings, and it will open up this page for you. Now, once this page is open, now, if you can see, I have a lot of call to action. So I have product campaign, I have build campaign, I have user campaign, I have knowledge campaign, and my FLP story, immune health, Hello Boy. Now, everything is a function of what you want. Remember, Remember, you are the creator, you are the one creating, you are the one designing. So nobody can understand your business more than you. So you are the one to decide, you are the one to tell us what exactly you want to do. But we are creating a new one now. Now you come to this button and click on this create new button. If you see the create new button, it will open this. It will open this. Now, once this is open, it's left for you to fill in whatever you want to fill based on what your need is. So the first thing is like you need to behave like an architect. You need to behave like an architect before you start building, right? Before you start doing anything, you sit down and have a sketch and ask yourself, okay, what do I really want to do? What do I really want to do? Which kind of call to actions do I want to put? Is it product related? Is it business related? Do I want to create awareness? Do I want to, do I want to create awareness? What do I really, really want to do? You must answer this question. Daniel Ikechukwu cannot answer this question for you. Your upline cannot answer this question for you. You are the one building the business. You must be able, this decision is solely yours. It's solely yours. So once you come to this call to action button, now give it a nickname. Give it a nickname. What do you want to remember this call to action with? Please and please, it is key. It is key that you remember the nickname of all your call to action buttons. You can have a small diary and say, call to action button immunity represents this, because you are building it. Once you build it, you can rebuild, you can delete, you can adjust, but it's good you remember. It is very, very, it's very, very important that you remember this. Now, let's say I want to call, can somebody suggest a name? What do you want us to build? Just tell me, what do you want to build? What do you really want us to build? If you're following, what do you really, really want us to build? Because I want you to participate in this, because this is an integral and important, a very important aspect of FLP360, and we cannot afford you not following. Okay, I like that. My story. Now, let's say we call it my story. My story. Now, FLP360 just to ask you, do you want it to be your default? You want it to be your default call to action button. The meaning is that anytime you click call to action button and you don't guide FLP360, this is what will go out. So in any of the content that you want to share, that you are allowed to add a call to action button, if you don't guide FLP360 will just use this as your default. So that is the meaning of that. So, but I don't like to open this call to action, this button. I always like to keep it closed so that I will be able to choose. I want to be able to choose, because you can have different contents out there going out at once. So you need to put the right call to action button. If you don't put the right call to action button, I tell you, when your prospects or your customers open it, right? The content will be saying another thing, and the call to action button will lead them to something totally different, and that is not professional at all. That's not professional at all. So we need to. I always like to lock this. So now, what since it's your story, what do you want the message to be? What do you think the message will be? What do you want the message to be? The message is the message that follows the call to action button. What do you want the message to be? What do you want the message to be? Yes. What do you want the message to be? Okay. In order not to waste time, the message can be, since it's your story, my story, the message can be, how I went. Remember is your story. Remember is your story. So how I went from being an employee to a super, so I can also do this employee, I can put this employee. So when you see a button text. Now when you have a call to action, right? There is a particular button that you need to you that you must click on, right? That the text on that button, that is what is called the button text. That's what it's called, the button text. So I want you to see the flow. It is your story, right? You want to tell people about your story. So what do you think? What do you think the button test should be? Definitely, the button test will not be try it. The button test will not be buy it. So the button test will be something like let me say the button test can be read, or the button test can be yes, read my story. Now, this is a very important aspect where you have the URL, right? Remember, this URL is the URL that must accompany your story. It's the URL that must accompany your story, right? Now, if you go to FLP360, you have FLP360 has a page that can allow you write your story. Like FLP360 has a landing page. There's a landing page. Let me just open, duplicate this. Now let's go to landing page so that you, because they are all connected. Now, if you go to your landing page, right? If you go to your landing page, there is a page that can allow you talk about yourself, allow you write your story. The page that can allow you write your story. Let me show you. This wants to take us to landing pages, but let me just see if I can show you. Okay, let me just open. Well, I know I've said we're not doing landing pages today, but let me just. There's no way I can do this without really telling you, showing you this. Okay, let me select this. Let me just create and see. I'll delete it afterwards, but I want to show you where you can put your story. I'm not sure I chose the right. No, I didn't choose the right templates. So if you're building a new FLP360 landing page, right? The home, by default, FLP360 will ask you to write your story. So once you write, let me go back. Once you write your story, that is the page that you must copy. That's the page is totally different from all the other pages That's the page that you must copy, and that's the page that you need to put. Now, you see about me? Yes. Now, you see here, right? You see here, right? When you are building your FLP360, this is where you put, I am on an existing page. So everything about you, this is where you put it. This is where you put it. We'll look at it. We'll look at it next week. Look at it next week. So next week, I'll make reference again to this, to what we did today. So you see this page, right? This particular page, this particular space, I think it can take 250 words. It can take 250 words. So in 250 words, you're going to tell us about yourself. You're going to tell us about yourself. So always have this page ready. Always have this page ready and be professional about it. Be professional about it. Put a professional picture. Put a picture that is very, very professional here in this space. So that once you are done with that, why am I saying that? Once you are done with that, you need to copy this URL. You copy this URL, and that's the URL that you are going to put here. That's the URL that you're going to put here. See why I just put that URL? Because that's your story URL. And you can see, you can change this picture, right? You can change this picture. If it's your story, fine, this picture will fly if it's your story. This picture will fly for this. But if it's product related, if it's any other thing related, this picture will not fly. This picture will not fly. So for your story, this picture will fly. But for any other call to action that you are building, you can just come here. You can come here and change the picture. You can come here and change the picture to any other picture, any other thing that you want. So once you click on anything, I don't want to click on anything now. Once you click on any other thing here, definitely it will work, and it will replace this picture. Now look at the preview. So if you go down, this is how it's going to look. You are saying it, this is how the call to action is going to look. So you are seeing the picture, right? You are seeing the picture, you are seeing the write-up, how I went from being an employee to a successful entrepreneur. Read my story. You see, this is the text. This is the text. So once I click this, it's supposed to take me to my story. It's supposed to take me to my story. So that is how to create a call to action button. That's how to create a call to action button. And like I said, all your posts, everything you're sending on social media needs to come with a call to action button. Anything that you're sending on social media needs to come with a call to action button. If you don't have, if you want to put something on Facebook and you don't have, you're asking yourself, okay, Facebook doesn't have a call to action button, or Instagram doesn't have a call to action button, or TikTok doesn't have a call to action button, generate that post, generate that content, create that content from FLP360. So if you create the content from FLP360, you're going to come with a call to action button. Even if you're going to place it on your WhatsApp status, right? Make sure that you create the content from FLP360. If you create it from FLP360 and you have a call to action button, then people will be able to act on that. People will be able to act on that. And if you actually put that content on your favorite post folder, you'll be able to know how many people. You'll be able to know how many, or to track how many people actually saw that content, how many people actually saw it. And if you replied, right, it will show you how many people, it will show you how many viewed it, it will show you also how many that you were able to convert to leads. So that is how to create a call to action button. Don't forget to save, right? Don't forget to save. If you save it, once it's saved, I can go back to list. Now, this is the call to action button that we just created. You can see this is the call to action button that we just created now. We just created. And if I say read my story, You see, it will take me straight to the link that we attached where people can read your story. And you can also, when we look at, when we get to the point of building landing pages, I tell you, you can remove all these things. All this about the opportunity, you can remove all those things and it will just be your story. It will just be your story. If you have a beautiful video about yourself or how you progressed, or a video about you in a rally, you anywhere, you with your team, because you said you want people to know how you progress from an employee to a successful entrepreneur. You can successfully put pictures of you as an employee, put pictures of you as a successful entrepreneur, put the video of you and your team. This page can just be about you, and it's a different page altogether, because you want people to know your story. You want people to know your story. So this page can be customized that far. But this will be going some people will say, okay, I don't have the skill set to do it. I can't do this. I don't think I'll be able to do. No, it's simple. It's simple. Like I said last week, these are things that anybody can do, irrespective of your level in the business. Irrespective of your level, anybody can do this. The only thing you just need to do is to subscribe to FLP360, and you'll have access to this. Now let me go one step backwards so that you know how to. Okay, now we've created all these beautiful call to action buttons, right? And we want to use them. Please again, if you don't know how to create a call to action button, like I said, it's very simple. Click on new, click on create new, right? I mean, customize all this to suit your business. Customize all this to suit your business. Ensure that you have the right picture here, and ensure, most importantly, ensure that you have the right URL. Ensure that you have the right URL. If you have the right URL here, that is the main action. That is the main action. The text button and the right URL. So once you have these two, it will guide those visiting your page, those visiting your site, those viewing your content. It will guide them to the particular action that you want them to take. Now, that's the first step. So once you have done this, then how do you now use this? How do you use this call to action? How do you use them? Now, using your call to action button is also as simple as creating them. They are simple as creating them. So how do we use it? So go back to favorite. If you go back to favorite, now I have this beautiful content here on RG Plus. I have this very beautiful content here on RG Plus, right? I have this content. Okay, let me not use this because this already has a call to action button on it. Let me not use. Now we created this together. Let me use a product because that is what majority of us are. I said this is going to be very, very practical, so I want you to let me use a product picture. So that let's create it new so that you will see. Like I said, you need to, if you subscribe to the content, you'll have a lot of things available. Okay, fine. Let's use this. I'm trying to get a page that doesn't have an existing call to action. All the Okay, let's use this. Let's use this. Now we're going to use it. We're going to use a picture of is this clear enough? Okay, let's use Pro B. Let's use Pro B. The first thing I want to do here is to see what I can edit from here. To see what I can edit from here and to see if I really want to edit. Okay, I don't want to edit this. I can say, okay, let me put this to my queue. I just sent it to my queue. Now look at what the FLP360 just asked me. What message do I really want? Please, guys, this is very, very important. What message? What message? What do you really, really want? What do you really, really want? Remember, this is probiotics, right? This is probi, and the post, what we have here is talking about digestive health. It's talking about digestive health, right? So what additional message do you want to put there? I can say or I can say now this is the additional stuff I added now about probiotics, right? How they can help bowel movement and help reduce incidences of constipation. So this is a fact. This is a fact for probiotics, right? Right. But look at what it asked me. The next thing there is include call to action button. So what it's telling me is that this post doesn't have a call to action. This post doesn't have a call to action button. So do I want to add a call to action button? Of course, I want to, because I can't send the post out without a call to action button. So I just come here. They say it will take me to my lists, the list of all the call to action buttons, all the call to actions that I have. So it will take me to a list, you see, of all the call to action. That is why I said earlier, it's important that you need to understand all your call to action buttons, that all the call to action buttons that you created, you must know what they are. You must understand what they are for, right? At this point, you ask yourself, okay, who am I sending this contents to? I'm sending it to a user. Okay, I can just go and do my user campaign, right? I can just go to user campaign, click on user campaign, right? Click on user campaign, and I put it on the queue. So it will ask me, where do you want it? Top or the bottom? Because definitely there are so many things on the queue. So how urgent do you want this to go out? I just said the top. So you see, your new social post has been scheduled. Now I now go to my social. I'll now close this. I'll go to my social post scheduler. So check. Now look at what we just created. Look at it, guys. Look at it here. You can see how it came. Yeah, blue balls can support ball movement. So whatever you want, that additional text that you are putting is very, very key. It's very, 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 very important. Very, very important. In other lessons, we'll look at this social post scheduler and how you can schedule your post so that FLP360 can actually help remind you when you are supposed to post all this. So once you have done this, definitely you are good to go. If you want to edit it, yes, there's still time. Yes, you can still edit. If you want to delete it, you can still delete it. If you want to change anything, you can still change anything that you want to change. So that is how simple it is. If you want to move it immediately to your favorite, remember, it's from your favorite you post. You once you push it as your favorite, definitely it will be identified as your favorite. You see, we just identified it as favorite. You can see because we just identified it as favorite, it is there looking at us. It's there looking at us. As you can see it here. You can see it here. We just created it. We just created it here. So it's here. So we can push it out from here. We can push it out from here. So you can send it on Facebook. You can share on Facebook. You can share on LinkedIn. You can share, and you can also create this a short. You see, you can just create a short and share it. But next week, because our time is far gone, next week I will show us how to ensure that as you create your call to action, especially for products, as you create a call to action for products. Okay, let me show you a call to action button. I think it's better done today so that if you're practicing your practice time, you can use it. And you can practice on it, because I want everything that we are doing, I want you to be able to go back, practice it, try them. Don't just say I was told this. Try and see how much of it you can remember. Just try and see how much of it you can remember. You can also go with images. You see, you can just do with images from your phone, from your videos you've created. You want to show friends how we roll. You can add a video URL and create a call to action button. Anything that you are sending, ensure there's a call to action. There's a call to action button to accompany that. Now look at this. The call to action that we attach to the Proby. The call to action that we attach to Proby. So don't just assume that because it's saying user campaign, that is going to open the right thing. I tell you, if you just followed what I did now and you send that stuff to somebody, once the person clicks the call to action button, what is going to open is going to be totally different. So if you're not sure of what it is, first go to the call to action button and review the call to action button. So come back here and say edit this. You can see this is my shopping link. And guys, if you created shopping links, if you had shopping links in the past, and I want all of you to visit them again, because they might not be working appropriately now since we moved to Titan. If we move to Titan, I think by next week, maybe the first 30 minutes of next week, we're going to put you through on the Titan interface. I believe by the grace of God, before next week, some of the teaching problems that we are having would have completed everything. If you've noticed, I mean, almost quite a large number of people had to come for their passwords. Also check your join and shopping links. Don't just assume that they are working properly. Please and please check them. don't assume that they are working properly. So what you must have here, I don't like it when you send something to customers and you are making them work. You are making them work. What I want you to add here is your retail shopping link for that particular product. For that particular product. Let me give you an example. So if I want to, this is actually the long way to do what I want to show you now. If I say, okay, this is my FBO. If I do this, what I really want you to do is to come here, go to Africa, come to Nigeria. I hope we are following. If you're following, type yes. Let me be sure I'm not just talking to myself. Sorry for the background noise. If you're hearing noise in the background, if you're hearing noise in the background, I need we just got to make this happen, so that's why. So let me take you to shop. It's not opening. I don't know why it's not opening. So if I take you to shop, so if you go to shop, go to the particular product and click on the product, then come back here, come back to your address bar, and I want you to put, what you need to put there is the exact URL of that particular product. So just copy the URL of that product and put it here, so that when they click on the call to action button, it will take them straight to that product. So that will be that's the end of our training today. I want to thank you for being very, very patient with us. And like I said, next week we'll look at landing pages.